Welcome back to my Animal Crossing New Horizons. I'm dear darling, and shall we see what's going on the island of Fawnhollow today? Now, what did I do last night? Did I play last night? I don't think I did. Let's close this window slightly so you don't hear all the crazy wind which is going on. Actually, it's kind of settled down now, so, you know, not so bad. But anyway, it's another Monday morning. Well, not morning, afternoon I suppose, but I don't know. Filler content. Hello everyone. Right now in Fawnhollow, it's 3:27 PM on Monday, June 29th, 2020. Now for today's announcements. Today we have a visitor staying at the campsite. I hope our guest is able to see what it is that makes Fawnhollow such a special place. And with that, I'll get back to work supporting you and your enjoyment of our island. Thank you very much, Isabel. We've had a lot of campsite visitors recently, haven't we? I feel like this is like the third or fourth we've had in quite recent times. Oh, who do you think is visiting today? So it's probably a smug or lazy villager. We've got something in recent sires, so we'll keep that in the mailbox for later. Dear, one of my favourite things to do is to relax at home and sip a nice hot beverage. I thought I might send something to help you do the same. Now your home can feel like a cafe. I hope you enjoy it as much as I do. Drink up, Lily. I really like how they have personalised, Oh, Diana, let us give you a present. I like how they have personalised messages about specifically what they're sending. That's something I don't recall them doing in previous versions. That's quite nice, you know. Very specific things. So what we've been up to today, not really much. Nothing exciting, doing a bit of programming. Doing a bit of drawing. You know what, I can't speak. Speaking is not something apparently I was doing today, but, you know, actually I didn't. So, you know what I was doing earlier today? I was reading a Reddit thread. There was a very highly upvoted Reddit thread on Ask Reddit about, oh, it's Agent S. Hey, it's nice to meet you. I'm Agent S. You live on this island, right? I'm camping here. Gonna kick back and chill in Fawnhollow for a bit. Let's hang out when I'm here. I feel like you're a peppy villager. I can't remember exactly. What was I saying? Oh, I was reading Ask Reddit thread because there's a very highly upvoted one about what job is a lot worse than people expect. And as you might probably guess, there's a lot of jobs on there with negative sides. There's a lot of jobs out there with negative sides, so there's a lot of different, almost probably any single job you can think of probably came up in that thread. Because, you know, fair enough. Not every job's got something positive about it, and sometimes that's just the wrong negative thing for people. That doesn't make much sense. You know, the negative sides are truly negative sides of people. One I thought was really interesting was the Zookeeper one. The downside of being a zookeeper is apparently the smell is actually horrendous being a zookeeper. Now that kind of makes sense the more I think about it. Animals are very musky. I don't know how else you describe it. Or certain animals are. And, you know, there's a lot of excrement, shall we say, that animals produce. And animals, you know, tend to not have the same cleanliness and tidiness standards that humans have in civilization, which is understandable because seeing as they don't really need to, I suppose. But still, what am I going to do? Let's rearrange. Oh no, let's do Cyrus and Reese's thing before I forget. Otherwise, we might miss out on some wedding wallpapers and floorings. But yeah, I thought that was interesting. You know, I'm going to bring up that Ask Reddit thread again because it was a very interesting one. What job is a lot less fun than most people expect? That was the exact one if you want. Posted by Bui21 on whatever day it was today. Monday 29th of June. Oh my gosh, we're almost in July. Crazy. Anyway. What is it? What is the Zookeeper one? I don't know. Oh, there's been even more additions since last time. Where is Zookeeper? Oh, Animal Shelter. Maybe it was that. It's less intense than Zookeeping, but the amount of people... No, that's not right. Zookeeper. Where is Zookeeper? Zookeeper. Don't get me wrong, here it is. It's awesome to be around so many amazing animals and care for them, which sounds pretty awesome. If you know, just take it at face value of that. You get to see all these really cool animals which you don't normally get to see, and then get to care for them as well. That sounds like fun. But of course, the smells are ridiculously and insanely foul. Now this person, Wiku9, says they have a very strong stomach and it's still tough for them, and they've had interns quit over it. And when warned about the smells, people are like, oh, I volunteered in animal shelters. I know what animal stink smells like. Not even close, apparently. I suppose it's sort of a double thing, being like, zookeepers... Sorry, what? What did you say? Probably nature, right? I wasn't paying attention. Zoos are much larger than your average... what did I do? Sure. I don't know what I did, but sure. Then your average animal shelter. So obviously the smell will permeate, I suppose, a lot more. I've like sorted this so weirdly. And also there are a lot less common animals in zoos than you'd find in animal shelters, which I assume because they're more wild they have much stronger smells. I don't know if there's any like science behind that. There might be, maybe there isn't, I don't know. That's just kind of my assumption. Something like, I don't know, what's an animal, like an elephant would smell considerably worse than even a stray dog or something, is my guess. Oh, I can talk to you from here. So yeah, I've never volunteered in an animal shelter. I was considering doing it before, but I feel like I don't have much experience with animals, so it's probably not the right volunteering field for me. Even though I do like animals quite a lot. But even saying that, I'm well aware of how smelly animals can be. I've been to farms and all that. I've luckily, maybe not luckily, but I've never had to deal with, you know, working in one, so the situation is, I'm sure, incredibly different. What do we need to buy? A brown wedding flooring, apparently. So I can't even imagine how bad it must be working in a zoo, because, I mean, I've also been to a zoo and they smell pretty terrible, the exhibits, but luckily, you know, most of the time, you're not all that close to the exhibits. You're sort of like on the outside looking in, aren't you? So that level of detachment, the fact you don't also have to clean the exhibits and spend hours every single day in them and only around them, probably help out a lot to minimise that smell. But even then, zoos stink. I'm going to be perfectly honest. They smell absolutely terrible. So I'm not surprised that Zookeeper is has such a strong negative that if you can't deal with it, it's probably something that you'll never make it in that industry just isn't for you. And I'll be honest, that's not for me. I am not someone who's particularly got that much of a strong stomach, I suppose I'll say. Strong, stinky smells. I'd very much rather not deal with them. I mean, I'd imagine most people would also rather not deal with them, but, you know, like, some people can handle things better than others, and that's one of the things I don't think I'm the greatest at handling. Despite the fact I like to think of myself as a rather clean person. Clean and tidy, or that sort of thing, but I don't think I could handle working in a zoo, to be honest. That just sounds, I don't know. I feel like working as a tour guide, maybe I could do in a zoo. Is that a thing, like a zookeeper guide? That's probably a thing. We should probably get rid of these pansies as well in case oh, it rained yesterday. That's why I didn't play. I was wondering why I didn't play, but we still got flowers. That's completely correct. I completely forgot about that. Yeah, so I don't think, even though I do like animals, I feel like I'd be okay with sort of taking care of them. That smell, that sort of the cleaning stuff you had to do, yeah, that's not for me. I probably wouldn't be able to handle it enough to do my job properly. I wonder who our guest is for today. We didn't have anyone ever made. No, Audie! This looks way easier on TV. Oh, it's CJ up there. You see him? We've got a lot of stuff to dig up. Do we have a fish statue to even, like, with fish required to give a statue to CJ? I don't know. Not statue, you know what I mean. Audie immediately gave up with fishing, apparently. What was I saying? I don't remember what I was saying, to be honest. I'm sure it wasn't very important. But yeah, zookeeping. I would work in, not as a zookeeper, but I wouldn't mind working in a zoo to be like, I don't know, the information desk or something. I could do that probably. I don't know if I'd be the best at it, but I could maybe do it. I was going to ignore you, CJ, to be honest. That's an off-camera sort of thing. Sort of dealio, you know? Here we go, yo, here we go, yo. What's the scenario? Should we see what other sort of jobs are on here? There's a lot of jobs on here because, you know, unsurprisingly, a lot of jobs have a downsides which are more divisive for some than for others. Don't ever dissuade you for chasing after a job if you think you can deal with those negatives, you know? If you want to be If you want to be a zookeeper and you've got a strong stomach and you feel like you can deal with that, by all means, go for it. Don't know if it's one random comment was one Reddit thread and being said secondhand information through this YouTube video given to you. Don't let that stop you. What was I doing? I was going to put down a rose somewhere, wasn't I? Don't let that stop you, you know? Just take some time to think about it. This top one here is closed captioning, which I think is interesting. This is one I feel like I could actually do. You get paid to watch TV, but you know, of course, it's not all sunshine and roses and watching TV. But I feel like I don't mind all that much. I don't really watch TV all that much. So this person talks about things being ruined for them. I guess that's fair. It would suck, I suppose, closed captioning for like the finale episode of like a TV show you really like. I don't know, like Breaking Bad or something. I was gonna go with, of course, Notorious Game of Thrones, but I'm not sure. That seems a bit more divisive at this point. I feel like I'd be okay with doing closed captioning, as long as the software was fine to use. Maybe it's not, I don't know. I shouldn't, you know, I've had literally no experience with closed captioning. I mean, I've made some videos before where I've made subtitles to go along with them. It's not too bad. But of course, that's a different scenario to closed captioning on TV. What's up, buddy? Hey, wouldn't it be cool if we had a special greeting, you know, just between the two of us? That's the kind of thing you do when you're tight with someone, right? Let's figure this out, capiche? Oh, I got one. Don't you worry, Flo. I've got... What up? Oh. You don't spell what up with an X. You don't spell it with a confirm either. What up? I don't know what I'm doing. Yeah, I think that's perfect. Hey, what up? Not bad, I'm into it. Thanks, Murder. I'm stoked to start using it. You do that, Flo. I'm going to sell some of these excess flowers I've got in my inventory, such that my inventory's not clogged. What kind of captioning is evening? It's probably just monotonous, is my guess, is how that job works out. I don't know, but it feels like a very repetitive task which you do over and over again, which I feel like I have a decent capacity for. Staving off boredom, you know, while doing something. I feel like I can do that decently well. I don't know. That's also like one of those jobs I never can really consider the fact that it is a job. Like, of course it's a job. Like, someone's got to caption these for people who have audio impairments. Is that what you call it? Audio impairments doesn't sound correct. Oral impairments with A-U-R-A-L? Is that the correct term? That might be the correct term. I can't remember. Anyway. Hearing difficulties. Shall we say that? Someone's got to do it, you know? And where do we get to on the flower front? We got to the mums, didn't we? Yeah, someone has to do it. Tedious, maybe. Monotonous job, maybe. But, I don't know. And that one I feel like I had more capabilities of doing over a Zookeeper, almost certainly. Hello, Savannah. I'm scared to take my eyes off a bobber. That's understandable. If you take your eyes off for a split second, the fish might bite, and you'll get no dice. Anyway, let's keep going. What's next one? Marine biologist. I spent the last week measuring defrosted fish heads. Interesting, I think. Not sure what to make of that one. Defrosted fish heads? Marine biologist, I feel like, is one of those ones which always comes to mind when people think of like more exotic sounding, not exotic sounding, but like unusual jobs? Specialist jobs, maybe is how I should put it. I don't know. This is for you. Really? What is it? I don't even know. Some fruit of some sort. Measuring defrosted fish heads. Interesting. Next one. Working in a flower shop. It's like any other retail job, but people constantly tell you how fun your job must be. Also, helping grieving families choose funeral flowers is not fun. You know, that makes sense. I don't think I'd be a florist, to be honest. Flowers are interesting, but I have like no gardening experience. And while I like the aesthetic of flowers, I'm pretty certain I wouldn't want to work with flowers, you know, for a living. Where should we put these pink roses? I don't know. Oh, we've got some pink cosmoses up there. Up the cliff there as well. We're just having a break over there. I respect that. Why don't we plant these over here? Started planting the pink ones up here because we have so many pink flowers. We've got to plant them somewhere, you know. So we're planting it over here, even though technically we should have yellow flowers over here. Like a small path of yellow flowers from Rowan's house, but I can't be bothered to do that. Someday we'll do that. I'm certain of it. Little by little, you know. Someday I'll be like, oh, we have so much time left. Why don't we move some yellow flowers? And then slowly and surely Fawnhollow will get some more yellow flowers over there. But anyway. So yeah, working in a flower shop. I don't even know what I do, because in a flower shop, I don't think I've ever been to a florist either. I'm not really sure how that works out. Do you just like... I mean, it's just the same as any other shop. It's just flowers everywhere, right? I don't know why I'm overcomplicating things, being like, oh, what do you do in a florist shop? You buy flowers, probably. Or flower arrangements or something like that, you know? I can't imagine it's much more than that, but I mean, I'm sure there's more to it, and that is not as reductively easy as I'm making it out to be, I'm sure. But, you know, it's a flower shop. Oh yeah, we already spoke to you, Diana. Let's go visit Lily. What's the next one? A scientist. I don't know if people usually think of a career as fun, but I think people think it's a lot more unique and a lot less. This data has to be manually processed for 600 hours before I can analyse it. Yeah, I suppose that's more like the media's own fault of the way of how they portray scientists. That was a very, very long sentence which had no substantial value in it. We bought the brown wedding film today, didn't we? Yeah, I'll cross it off the list. Yeah, that's like the media portrayal of scientists. It's always forensics, you know. It's always like chemistry or something. How they produce like mad scientists or something, where like the bubbling away with loads of random different coloured chemicals and load of like what are they called? What are those flasks called? The triangle shaped ones, such that you can swirl it around. It like mixes the liquid when you're inside of it. Conical flasks, is that right? That sounds right to me. And you hyacinths. Always with like bubbling conical flasks or test tubes of various liquids, and they like mix two together and it goes like poof, and they go, I've done it. After 10,000 years I've made this thing. I don't know what I'm talking about anymore. I mean, I don't think anyone does it anymore. That's a little bit too theatrical, I'd imagine, for even movies and TV. I'd imagine. Maybe it's not, I don't know. Yeah. Considerably not all that many Eureka moments, I'd imagine. We don't have a lot of space in our inventory, so let's pop the fossils down over here. We'll pick them up again once we've got room. Hello, Roscoe. Let's just drop them over here so we can make some space in our inventory. Make way for Prince Ali. Not very relevant right now, but you know. Ah, that's a wrong one. But still, yeah, scientists. A lot of reading research papers and processing data, I'd imagine. That's probably how a lot of jobs boil down to in the end, isn't it? Of course, that doesn't make for good television or anything, so they're not going to be like, oh, let's have a scientist just read through 50 previous scientific journals and come to our own conclusion about whatever, and then do ridiculous experiments for, not ridiculous experiments, but like very boring to watch experiments for the next 20 episodes and then process the data in all in one of them. We're not going to do that for obvious reasons. That's not many people. I was going to say no one. That's probably not true. Maybe someone out there wants to watch that. Not many people, I imagine, want to watch something like that. They want more excitement, you know, something thrilling. TV and media is meant to be escape from the drudgery of everyday life, so, you know, put some spice into it. Don't keep it feeling so dreary. On this morning, something dreary. I don't know what poem that is. What poem is that? Hold on. Is that a thing? On this morning, some dreary poem. If that gets it out. Google did not get it. Oh, well, I was thinking of The Raven by Edgar Allan Poe. That's right. Once upon a midnight dreary, while I pondered weak and weary. I mean, that was completely irrelevant to absolutely everything I was talking about, but still, I don't know why it came to mind. What's the next one, then? I always say it's more fun to go somewhere worse it is to work there, like amusement park and arcades. You know what? I 100% believe that. Especially amusement parks. I imagine it must be terrible to work in it as amusement park stuff. You really have to, like, really want to do it for, especially in cases like, you know, Disney parks and stuff, because those are tourist hotspots and tourists aren't always the best guests, shall we say? We already spoken with Flo. I don't know how I forgot. Who have we not spoken to? Audie? I don't think we've even seen Vivian. Audie, Vivian, one more, Axel, right? Sounds about right. But you must really love a job to go, like, work in an amusement park or something. Let's sell these excess flowers. Because I don't want them anymore. I don't want to play with you anymore. So let's get rid of this. Not that. This, and this. Seems reasonable. Hopefully didn't sell anything too important. But if we do, you know, whatever, it happens. But yeah, especially amusement parks and arcades. Tourists aren't the best guests. They're usually... I mean, when they're on holiday, they're sort of... you know the trope. Entitled tourists. Throwing litter everywhere. Being rude to staff and guests. And then even more that they feel even more entitled because it's their holiday. They don't want their perfect occasion ruined. It's a bit of You know what I mean? You know what I mean? I know what I mean. I don't know if you know what I mean, but if you know what I mean, you think you know, then I know what you mean, you know. You know? I know what I'm saying. Yeah. Amusement parks. Like, especially the mascot character actors, I don't know what they're called. The ones that are very pervasive in a very large multimedia company who, probably the most famous amusement parks in the world, who have already been thusly named. I won't try and spoil the magic though for any kids who might be watching. I don't know if there are any. I mean, if you're, especially if you're young enough to get that magic spoiled, you probably shouldn't be watching this. What are you doing here? Go, I don't know. What do you do? Go watch, who do you watch? PewDiePie? What's that YouTube kids toy channel? Do people watch that? I don't know. It's very patronising, I'm very sorry. Anyway. Yeah. Those mascot character actors, I hear it's... You've really... Oh wait, hold on. Purple Windflowers are putting over there. You've really gotta love the job enough to put up with what you have to put up with that. Although I hear, in most accounts, it's not actually the job itself is bad, it's the managerial staff is very much up to the luck of the draw, and if you get someone who's not the greatest, it can very much ruin the whole situation for you, which I feel is unfortunate. Good managers make or break jobs, that sort of thing. Is that true? Probably. I don't know. That's a shame. Mad kudos to everyone who does these jobs anyway, in spite of all the difficulties and troubles they have with them. It's not easy to do a job like that, I'd imagine. Especially with all the troubles that come with things like that. We still need to catch a giant snakehead, right? I haven't caught one, I believe. Oh, I can cross off the saddled bishia. And whale sharks are all time round. Goliath beetles. Okay, yeah, we don't have much left. I need to start compiling a list of all I was going to say fruits and vegetables. That's definitively not the sentence I wanted. I suppose we'll talk to you, CJ. CJ here, coming at you, well, it's more like standing by, I guess, yuck yuck. Anyway, ever since I started doing the sea sorts challenges, yeah. Why is it only a challenge with CJ, but not a flick? What's your sea sports challenge then? Some small fry, okay, we can do that. The subscribers will get mad. Nah, you wouldn't get mad. I'd imagine being a fisherman's probably not a greatest job as well. I remember watching a TV show ages ago. I can't even remember what the premise of the show was about, but it was like, what was it had a question being like, what was the most dangerous job? And the options were like a policeman, a fisherman, and I can't remember the other one. A firefighter, maybe? I don't know. And apparently a fisherman is an extremely dangerous job because of the rough weather conditions you have to deal with out in sea. Oh, it's a butterfly fish? Yes. We should also... Oh! I didn't realise our fishing rod was so close to its utter demise. Unless we'll go... Sorry, CJ. Go buy a new one from, Nook's Cranny. Yeah, apparently being a fisherman is a very dangerous job. I mean, I suppose you have to best of the rough seas and... You know, it's probably just the rough seas and other stuff that I don't know about. But rough seas, that's a pretty bad part of it. Buy some customization kits as well. And some wrapping paper because I might need it in case I play too late at night to buy them later. So buy them now. Anyway. Oh no, I didn't even buy customization kit. That's fine, who cares? Okay, sorry. Had some water. I'm very thirsty. Hello, Audie, what are you doing? Just looking out over the sea. Why don't we give you a gift? So, who's it? Vivian? Who else have we not given it? Vivian, Flo. Oh, Silvana, right? Because she was fishing. Like we're doing right now. Let's fish up these small fries. Then I guess we'll go decide on what fish statue to get commissioned from CJ. Oh, thank you very much, Audie. Small fry number 2. Let's find small fry number 3. Hopefully. But I feel like it's been a while since I've done one of CJ's challenges, fishing challenges. Don't often do them, to be honest. They're much more of a painted. Oh, okay, I'm also convinced now there can only be. Oh, we haven't done the fossils. I'm also convinced now that you can only have 3 active ponds at any one time. It seems like. I don't think we've seen a fish in Flo's pond ever since we created that new one. Oh, that's a small fry. That's a very, very small fry. You're not sinking down, are you, Diana? You are. But you're not in the way, thank you. Next. The perfect cast. Yeah, I don't think I'd be a good fisherman either. Sounds like a stressful job. A dangerous job. Oh, what's the next one on the list? Animal shelter, that's kind of similar to zookeeping. Paleontologist. You don't get to work with full dinosaur skeletons. All you do is do all kinds of awesome expeditions. You're mostly sitting at desks looking at some pictures. Logging stuff on your computer, maybe examining a fossil. Occasionally. Aww. Alright, let's see what fish we want to give then. Oh. Sure, why don't we give a snapping turtle? I didn't realise we had so many. Sorry about that, a little jump cut. But anyway, let's go find CJ again and give this fish. What were we talking about? Something about jobs. Oh yeah. Paleontologist. I don't really know. I don't really know what I expect a paleontologist to do. I guess I always thought it was similar to archaeology, which also apparently isn't a very fun one either. So, but I suppose, you know, benefits and deficits. I do love the selfie animations that he does. Not now. I don't want to sell any fish. Till 5 AM? I thought you normally leave at 6 AM. Oh, no, it's 5 AM. Never mind. Anyway, let's make me a collectible. Your pardon. A snapping turtle. Snapping turtle. I've got so many of these trying to get us out of this year. I love that animation so much. It's so good. Flicks your roommate. But anyway. Let's go donate the fossils, and then we'll wrap up the episode here, because, I mean, what else are we going to do, to be honest? So, archaeology apparently isn't a very fun one. You're spending a lot of time in the hot sun, staying at very cheap motels. I'm paraphrasing, but there was another comment that I read earlier about archaeology. This, I believe, is roughly what they were saying. And, most of the time you don't find any cool discoveries. Not like it's as easy in an Animal Crossing where you can seem to dig up 50 million dinosaur bones in a year. That's not right. I guess it's more like 1,460. Is that right? Is that 365 times 4? 1,200 plus 240, 1,440. Yeah, that sounds about right. Ah, not the new one. But I don't know, Blathers, you seem to be having a grand old time being a museum creator, and probably kind of part archaeologist as well. What are we the archaeologist? You know, I don't really know how this works. It's getting over my head. It's Animal Crossing. I'm overthinking it. But anyway, let's wrap up this episode here. Why don't we? As we head back into the town square for no apparent reason, just, you know, because. So anyway, if you have been watching, thank you very much. This has been Animal Crossing New Horizons, and I've been Dear Darling. Any likes, comments, and subscriptions are greatly appreciated. But I hope we can see each other again. But for now, it's our farewell. So until next time, it's a bye bye for now.